Everything in life is better if done faster. From learning a new skill to mastering it, everything is better if you do it faster, except ejaculating in bed. Now, I have always been a fast learner myself, learning three languages by the age of 13 and graduating by the age of 16. And generally, when I started boxing, karate, taekwondo, anything I try to learn, I learn it very fast. But I have improved that skill after reading a book called Limitless by Jim Quick, which I have read like 2 years ago, I think. And today I'm gonna thought about what are the basic or the most important 7 principles in learning any new skill. And I have broken it down into 7 skills, 5 with my hand. So, number 1, and the unspoken rule is break the whatever skill you're trying to learn into conscious and unconscious part. Whatever you do in life, there is a part of you that you do it consciously with your focus, and there is a part where you do unconsciously, naturally, automatically. For example, breathing, you don't breathe consciously, right? But let's say you are to dive. Now, you're diving when you're breathing has became conscious, right? And you swimming has become something unconscious. It became something automatically. You don't be like right hand, then left hand, then right leg and left leg. It's something automatic because of all those repetitions. It became something automatic, and only your breathing is something conscious. So whenever you're trying to learn a skill, break it down into conscious and unconscious. Another example, right off my head, is for example throwing the arrow. When you want to throw the arrow, or you're gonna shoot an arrow, perhaps, there is a conscious and unconscious part. The conscious part is aiming. You only aim consciously. The unconscious part is holding the arrow and releasing it. All of this is unconscious. It became natural by repetition, by throwing a lot and a lot and a lot of arrows with repetition till it became something second nature within yourself. Number 2, short and intense bursts. Whenever you're trying to learn something, whether it's a skill or something academic, short and intense bursts are the best way to do it. What do I mean by that? Whenever I try to learn something, I would learn it for 25 minutes and then to take 5 minutes break. And this 5 minutes break, I don't open social media or anything. I try to review what I have learned in the 25 minutes. Why is that? Because your brain is like a muscle. Your brain cannot function for long periods of time without a rest. So you need to give it some sort of rest for it to function again. So whenever you're learning, it has a curve like this, and then in the midsection it goes down, and then at the end. For example, if you were in a party, imagine that you were in a party, you would remember the first 10 people you meet, and then you would probably remember the last 10 people you met. But anything between, you wouldn't remember that much or recall that much from it. This is how your brain functions, and therefore you want to play by the rules of your brain and optimize your learning to the utmost outcome. So, learning for the 25 minutes and then taking a break for 5 minutes and doing this for 4 repetitions is very good thing that I have been implementing for a long time, and it showed me a lot of benefits. Number 3, taking notes. Whenever you're learning something, I want you to think about it as if you're putting notes or diary about doing this. I did this, then this happened. So taking notes is very important, as if you're gonna write a book about this skill. Let's say I am learning boxing, and I have done this actually. I started to write a book about boxing, and I started to draw every figures and everything about what I'm learning. Do this, the weight transition, 45 degrees, 1, 2, everything. I wrote it down, the best combinations. Now I have stopped. I no longer do that much, but when I first started, I did it, and it really helped me so much. So taking notes and writing a book about anything that you're gonna learn is very good. And there is another thing. Let's say that you took a long break from whatever skill you were learning and you were at a good level. Now you're going to relearn it. You sure have muscle memory, but you ain't as good as you left it. So correct? So having those notes to revisit and relearn what you have already learned will be faster. So always take notes. It's one of the best things I ever done. I have books I wrote from 2018, which is 4 years ago, and I still reread them now and look back in my progress. Number 4, recording or self-analysis. Now, recording yourself, if the skill you're trying to learn or the activity you're trying to learn is physical, then you definitely need to record yourself to see the flows within your technique, within whatever you're doing. You want to watch yourself in slow motion, normal speed, and correct as much as possible. Now, if it's not physical, then you're going to take self-analysis by writing, I did this, then this happened, therefore this was the mistake, and you try to like think about it. Re-go through your steps that you have taken. Number 5, reviewing before sleep. Now, before you sleep, you shouldn't check on your phone. If you're doing it, stop being a weak dumbass and review your skills, whatever skill you're trying to learn. Think about it before you go to sleep. Now, I find this very powerful. It's not something I read in anywhere. I just do it by myself, and I find it very beneficial. And I would usually dream about the thing that I was reviewing before that. So that's a good thing to do. Number 6, positive affirmations. Now, what do I mean by that? Is imagine yourself doing this skill correctly and imagine the victory. Don't imagine the struggle, forget anything negative. Your mind always focuses on the negative. Your mind cannot, how can I say it? Your critical faculty cannot filter out the negatives. For example, if I say, don't imagine a pink elephant, you would probably imagine a pink elephant now. Now, why is that? Because your consciousness is the part that puts the negatives or don't allow yourself from doing things. Your unconscious cannot do the negatives. For your unconscious to not do something, first thing, it will have to do it, then the consciousness will say to not do it. For example, if I say don't imagine, your consciousness have to imagine something, and then your consciousness will stop it from doing it. So if I say don't imagine a red ball, for your unconscious to not imagine this, you have to imagine a red ball. Then you have to stop yourself by your consciousness from not imagining it. You get what I'm saying? Which is very powerful tool when you know seduction. For example, don't fall in love with me. Don't buy. Don't do this. Don't. It gives your consciousness the ability to imagine this thing without giving them a direct command. Number 7, and the last and the most important one, is finding mentors. Finding mentors either on YouTube or in real, preferably in real person, who are better than you at the certain skill you're trying to learn, will X3 or X even 10 your learning process, because they already been through whatever you're going through, and they already know the answers to most of the questions you had to have. So finding a correct mentor who will guide you through whatever you're trying to learn will always boost your learning and is always beneficial. Right now, you're learning from me as a person who have been better than you at this certain skill or other skills. Therefore, you don't need to go through the struggles of trying everything and all of this and wasting time here and left and right. And you just can implement whatever I told you now and naturally find out how faster your learning process is. So, see you another time. Like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me what you would like to learn next. See you.